welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and today we will learn about the Quincy College Foundation from the college president and also the director of institutional advancements. First, though, as always, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, it's beautiful. We have sunshine out there. It's 57 degrees. Temperatures will top off into the low to mid 60s under a partly sunny sky this afternoon. I think it's the pick of the week today. Actually, temperatures tonight not as chilly as they have been, only into the upper 40s. Tomorrow, we've got a little bit of damp weather moving in with some showers, mainly in the morning. The rest of the day will be cloudy. Still pretty mild tomorrow with highs into the low 60s. Rather brisk Wednesday coming up. Sun and clouds. The wind will be a factor. It'll be cooler. The temperatures in the low 50s. Not bad on Thursday either, with lots of sunshine, a little chillier with the temperatures Thursday in the upper 50s. Looks to be cooler and wetter again toward next weekend. So enjoy today. Sunshine, 57 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today. Those two brothers from Quincy are charged with stealing over 2,100 pieces of mail and then stealing almost $200,000 worth of checks from that stolen mail. Now, police say 34-year-old Lulu Chen and his 34-year-old brother Quang Chen stole the mail from apartment building mailboxes starting last December. The stolen mail contained over $192,000 worth of checks, 6 checkbooks, over 400 credit cards, health insurance cards, membership cards, and other personal information. The Chens are charged with using the stolen identities to open fraudulent credit card accounts. Officers arrested the brothers while executing a search warrant at their Elmwood Avenue home back on April 3rd. In addition to the stolen mail, police also seized methamphetamine. The Chens face charges of identity theft and drug possession. Police say more arrests are expected in that case. Well, spring road work is well underway across Quincy. During a presentation to the City Council last week, Quincy DPW Commissioner Al Grazioso said work is underway on virtually every major roadway in the city.
The residents have put up with a lot in the last few years, and a lot of it has to do with some of the projects that have gone on. The 115 KV electric line that National Grid has replaced basically through the heart of the city. It's created a lot of work. We've also taken that opportunity to replace water main, gas mains in those roadways. So those roadways will be paved this year. Newport Ave from North Quincy to Furnace Brook Parkway. That road has actually begun. They've been setting the castings, and we expect that road work to be done sometime by July. From there, we'll pick up at Furnace Brook Parkway from Newport Ave to Southern Artery. Gas company is still out there, but as soon as they're off, we're going to get into those roads. Those will also be paved. Southern Artery from Furnace Brook to Coddington. Another road that should be completed this year. Southern Artery from Washington to Quincy Ave. Gas is out there now. That road will be paved later this fall. That will be paved by the state, actually. Coddington Street, Southern Artery to Spear Street. We expect sometime in the next year that we will be repaving that roadway. That road is, we've replaced water. We've done conduit along that road. That's tying into the new police public safety headquarters.
And Grazioso also says that by the end of this year, the length of Hancock Street from Dimmock Street in Quincy Center to the Neponset River Bridge will have been repaved. April is Autism Awareness Month, and last week the Quincy City Council took some time out to recognize people with autism and the many services that are available to them and their families. Ward 2 City Councilor Richard Ash praised a Quincy Police Department program that allows people with autism in Quincy to register with the police to ensure positive interaction with officers if that need arises.
Last year, I know QPD rolled out their a system and a program platform in which families can note or register online as having an individual in their home who is on the spectrum, and that is still out there, of course. And with emergency management, emergency services, QPD aims to identify folks that are on the spectrum and their addresses. That helps with how they respond to calls. And an example of that would be if there is an individual on the spectrum at home, perhaps they're alone or even with other folks, how QPD and how the specialists respond to that individual, the methods of their response and how they respond could change given that they know somebody is in the home that is on the spectrum. So in recognition of Autism Awareness Month, I want to give a plug to that program, to QPD Emergency Management, and encourage folks to explore that online. There's a platform for you to sign up.
ASH also recognized the DeCristofaro Early Learning Center here in Quincy, ARC of the South Shore, and other programs and services dedicated to serving those with autism. Well, this year's North Quincy High School girls basketball team was honored by the Quincy City Council last week for making it all the way to the state championships this year. Councilor at Large Scott Campbell praised the team for making it all the way to the Division II Final Four.
But really, it is an honor to have them here. This is a very special group of girls. Like I said, since probably second or third grade, I think a lot of them have played together. They had a very mature and great team last year with a lot of really strong personalities with Ava Bryan and Autumn and Carolyn O'Donnell and Mary's coach, and all the entire group of girls was just a really bonded group of girls. But this group came in as a very young group. And I watched them really mature. And as much as it does kill me to, we've been up here so many times with Quincy High School the past couple of years, winning the Patriot League. It's nice to share it a little bit. That was for Mr. Fatsis. But it really is watching them. At the moment that they started to advance even further, we do what Quincy does, I think, in general, Quincy, the city itself, is that we get behind them. And we got behind this North Quincy group of girls, and it was really just a pleasure to watch.
The Raiders' season did end with a loss to top-seeded Medford, but their 20-4 record was the best season in that program's history. Quincy Public School students can participate in a contest to name the 3 ferries that will be serving Quincy, Winthrop, and Lynn this summer. The MBTA is sponsoring the ferry naming contest for students in grades K through 8 in public and private schools and homeschooled students in those communities. The T says the name should reflect the history, the character, or connection of that student's community to the American Revolution, and also include a brief explanation of the inspiration behind their name. This year commemorates the 250th anniversary of the start of the Revolution. Now, the entries are due by May 9th at 11:45 p.m. Just go to mbta.com. The winners will receive a $100 gift card for school supplies and a ferry ride pizza party for their class. They'll be invited to attend the christening ceremony for their city's ferry. Here in Quincy, the Marina Bay Ferry launches on April 28th. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, we learned about the Quincy College Foundation helping to offset the cost of higher education for students at Quincy College. That's next. Welcome back. The Quincy College Foundation was founded actually just about a year ago to help offset the cost of higher education for students at Quincy College. So we thought it'd be a good time to learn a little bit more about how it was founded, why it was founded, how it might benefit you and the community, from College President Rick DeCristofaro and Director of Institutional Advancement, Kara Bobrov. So welcome to both of you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Great
having
to
us.
see you again, Mr. President.
Always a pleasure to be here, Joe. Appreciate it.
Kara, nice to meet you for the first time.
Likewise.
But hopefully not the last time. Come back as well. As I mentioned, Rick, about it was June of last year, right, that the foundation was first put into place, succeeding the Quincy College Trust.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, the trust, the members were doing an incredible job, but we just felt that it should be more about raising funds, fundraising, that sort of stuff. So we started to talk to the trust about that, and so we also at that time started talking about the transition to a board, trustees that really could, there were people that could really do this job at fundraising in a much more efficient way than the current board of the trust. So we made that transition, and it's been really, really great. It was the right thing to do at the right time with the right person, and so we're doing a great job right now at it.
Yeah. So what's the difference, I guess, between the trust and the foundation?
It's really fundraising.
Okay.
I mean, that's really the focus, fundraising for students. Right now, and Carol will let you know that we're talking about the scholarships for students. We have our event in the fall, October 7th. So the goal immediately for the foundation was to raise funding for even more funding for our students to get as many scholarships as we possibly can to our deserving and deserving students.
So are the trustees on the foundation the same as they were on the trust, or is this is a completely different model?
Completely different model, completely different group of people.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that
Yeah.
the chair is Attorney Paul Barbadoro, and you have members including the treasurer for Norfolk County, former interim president
Yes.
of Quincy College, Mike Bellotti, Ken Quigley, the president emeritus from Curry College,
Yes.
also Dolly DePisa, well-known CPA right here in the city, Mark Brewster from Brewster Ambulance. You've got a business representative as
Sure.
well, Stephen Dooner from the faculty
Rep, yeah.
Quincy College, and Sean Galvin, a well-known developer right here
Yeah.
in Quincy. So what was kind of the thought process for putting this group together?
I think there was a business focus. People that could reach out to people their colleagues in order to raise the funds that
Right.
would be needed for scholarships for the students.
Sure.
Yeah.
Has it
And
been,
they had to be willing, obviously willing too.
right, that
you know.
too, yeah. They're volunteering their time and
Yes,
their
yeah.
expertise.
Yeah.
So has it been successful so far?
Very successful. And I'll turn it over to Kara
Yeah.
because I think she really has started from the beginning
Yeah.
and really shepherded everything that we're doing right now. So,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Before we talk about that, Karen, tell us a bit about yourself and your journey to Quincy College.
Sure. So I guess like many Quincy College students, my journey is not really a straight line, right? It's more of a zigzag. So prior to Quincy College, prior to my current role at Quincy College, I was working as the college transition coach for early college high school students at North Quincy High.
Oh, okay.
That was a mouthful. So in that role, I was working closely with the students on many things, including the college application process. So a lot of that was financial aid forms, and so there I was able to see firsthand kind of the financial barriers to higher education, and really the importance of scholarship funding. Because college is really expensive, so I feel like any support that students and families can get is huge.
Yes.
So also Quincy's early college pathway received significant funding from the private sector, so State Street Foundation, and so it's kind of always in the back of my mind that it was really crucial to sustain the funding for such an impactful program. And then prior to that, in a previous life, I worked in public relations, so I worked on a variety of public education campaigns, which involved a lot of writing and crafting messages to resonate with a variety of audiences. So in my current role now at Quincy College, I kind of combine those experiences and work with donors to kind of build relationships and connect them with the college's mission, as well as just kind of make sure that their contributions make a lasting impact.
Sure. So we should talk about the college's mission, right?
Yes.
Because it is a kind of a unique one in the world of community colleges.
Correct.
Right?
Correct, yeah.
It's to be accessible, affordable, kind of boots on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Career pathway oriented.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
How does the foundation fit into that mission?
So I have to say that one of the biggest challenges in fundraising for student scholarships is really raising awareness. I think a lot of people don't realize the important role that the college plays in the community. Of course, we have students who come directly to the college after, like right after high school, right? But we have many more students who come to the college after having gained some sort of life experience, right? So some students might be parents who have raised their children and are now going back to school or maybe even starting school. Others might have served in the military and are starting out, whereas others might have lost their job, are looking to reskill, get a certificate, and jump right back into the workforce. So the college plays, basically from high set preparation to certificate programs, associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees. The college really provides a variety of educational options for a variety of people, no matter what phase they are in their life. And of course, it is affordable, but 60% of our students do require some sort of financial assistance to pay for their education. So that's where scholarships really, being awarded a scholarship for a lot of our students really can make the difference or mean the difference between staying in school or dropping out because of financial aid. So, we really try to work, we work hard to, get donors to understand the impact of their potential contribution, right? It's not always easy, but it's there's a real need, and the payoff is really powerful.
Do you have, without naming names, can you share kind of a success story for some student who did receive a benefit from the foundation and then went on to further
like
their
Scott
career?
Picard, our PR person at the college, he always says that's like asking who your favorite child is. There's so many, luckily we do have so many success stories and so many things, so many stories we're proud of. There is one student who last year she was awarded the Abigail Mina Nursing Scholarship. She is a mother who has raised her children who are now grown. Single mother, raised her children, worked hard and always wanted to go into nursing. And she wasn't able to do that up until a few years ago. So she came to Quincy College. She's on the Plymouth campus getting her associates in nursing. And so she's working hard for that. She's paying for her education herself. And this May, she's graduating from college the same week that her daughter is also graduating from college,
That's a
different college. So that was really heartwarming. And there's another student we have who he was awarded one of the Thompson Family Scholarships last year, and he is originally from Myanmar, also known as Burma, and he fled the country back in 2021. A lot of, obviously, civil conflict going on over there. So he left behind his mother, his sister. He found his way to Quincy College, and he really appreciates the warm and embracing, community that we have. He was previously at a larger institution, and he said there, he had a question about, I think it was related to his major, and he said that, it took weeks for him to get the answer to that question. And at Quincy College, he received the answer within a day. So he really, not only does he appreciate the financial support of the scholarship, but also just the really close-knit community and that the college provides.
Yeah, great examples, absolutely. So is the primary function of the foundation to award scholarships?
Right now, that's our primary goal, yes. In the future, we look forward to, funding other programs for the college, but right now, that's our main concern.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you talk about that process, Kara, how that happens, how
Sure.
the foundation determines which scholarships to award and how students become eligible for those?
Sure. So I'll start with the scholarship application process.
Okay.
So students complete a scholarship application, which involves a personal essay. The prompt changes every year. Then we have a dedicated scholarship committee made up of Quincy College faculty and staff. And they review each application carefully to ensure eligibility and alignment with scholarship criteria. This year, applications were due in March, and students will find out at the end of this month whether they are awarded a 2025-2026 academic year scholarship.
Okay.
So, and then in the fall, we have our annual scholarship ceremony, October 7th, and that really is, I feel it's one of the most inspirational events of the year. Aside from commencement, it's a very inspirational, obviously it's a great event, but we do honor our scholarship recipients as well, of course, as our donors.
Certainly,
so that's a really, really great night. So the scholarship application process, it's competitive but fair, and it really supports our students, who show need, and demonstrate promise.
Sure.
So-
Is there a cap on the amount of scholarships that can be awarded?
So, no, there's no
No,
cap.
okay.
Last year we awarded 118 scholarships
Really?
worth about a little under around $119,000. So
Okay.
the scholarship amount does vary. It's generally in the 1,000 range, but
Yeah.
there are a couple that are $500 ones
Okay.
that were established a long time ago. But they can go up to $2,500 too.
Wow, okay. And,
Yeah.
and Rick, I think you'd agree, that can be very impactful at Quincy College, right?
Very powerful.
I mean,
very powerful.
that money can go a long way
That's
at,
right.
at a place like
That's
Quincy
right.
College.
And the
yeah.
students, feel so good about this.
Yes.
And whether it's 1,000, 2,000, 2,500, they are so appreciative. Because of their situations, pretty much. But
Absolutely.
either they have a situation or not, they're just students that really care about the college. They know where they are and where they want to be. So this fits in beautifully to them. That's why it's such a meaningful goal, initial goal.
Yeah. How does one donate to the Quincy College Foundation?
Kara.
Just give it all to Kara.
The best way and the easiest way is to go to our website, so
Okay.
quincycollege.edu.
Yeah.
And then at the top there's a button that says Support QC.
Okay.
And from there you can follow prompts. So you can make a donation online, you can call me, you can do it by cash, check, credit card, debit card, we'll take whatever.
Yeah.
No, but there are also, we have more structured ways too. If you're interested in, providing a name scholarship or
Yep.
an endowed scholarship, that's a little bit more involved. But it is a nice way to honor a loved one or,
Sure.
have something in your name. So that's a great way too, especially if you want to do it annually.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, the chair of the board is Paul Barbadoro,
Yes.
who was an alumnus of Quincy
Yes,
College.
yeah, he's a proud alum, and he served on the college's board of governors
Yes.
for many years, including chairing it. He was an adjunct professor,
Yes.
I think, at one point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's a tremendous
And our
asset.
first donor.
I was
Yeah,
just going to say,
correct.
and his law
Yes,
firm was
yeah.
the first
Yeah.
donor, $10,000 donation. What's the current financial health of the foundation?
We're in good shape.
Okay.
Yeah, we've our board members have been working hard to secure donations for this year's scholarship
Yep.
ceremony. So we're good. We're more than halfway towards our goal,
Excellent.
and we're hoping to award the same amount of scholarships as last year.
That's fantastic. And it's important to note it's a nonprofit, 501c3, right?
Correct.
So donations are tax deductible.
Exactly.
So this
Yes.
just, I mean, I like to mention that because there's a
Yeah.
benefit as well. But Rick, from your perspective, why is this important for Quincy College, and why is it important for the community?
I think the first focus is the students,
Sure.
and what they need, and to get them to where they really want to be, their dreams, their aspirations. That is the first goal. But for the community, I mean, we have a lot of students from the city. And I think the idea that it's Quincy College really represents everything that we can do for the city and for its residents. The other piece is that looking at the high schools and developing the pathways for the high school, both North and Quincy. I mean, early college, high school, dual enrollment, summer academy, over 300 students. Our accelerated associates program for grade 9 just started. We've already been at 2 or 3 of the middle schools to talk about early college and
Yeah.
bring those kids up to grade 9. So we're serving a lot, not only the 25 and older population, but also capturing that 18-year-old, 19-year-old, and then going all the way down to 13, 14 years old students at South or Point or Atlantic or Broad Meadows or Central, and looking and saying, hey, there's a future for you. Start to plan your opportunity. And that's the other community piece, a ton of opportunities. Opportunities not only for Quincy, but South Shore as well. Dual enrollment, we're down to Oliver Ames and Easton, we're Norton, Mansfield. We're down there with dual enrollment. And when we do those dual enrollment, the enrollment in general picks up where students want to come to Quincy College.
Yep.
So it is community driven. It's far more student-driven than in probably most any other college. And as Kara said, you can get answers right away. It's a personalized education.
Yes.
And that's a pretty huge piece of it.
For sure. Kara, there is an event coming up in June for the foundation we'd like to mention, right?
Yes, there's an event June 24th.
June 24th.
It'll be at Alba in Quincy.
Okay.
And proceeds go towards supporting student scholarships. The mayor is coming and providing some remarks, which will be nice, and all of our foundation members are hosting, so we'll hopefully have a good turnout.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Tuesday, June 24th, 5 to 7 at Alba, right in Quincy Center. Yep. Tickets for that required?
Well, the contribution is $100, if anyone is interested, they can contact me for more information.
Okay, great. Anything else?
Could I add one thing?
Please, Rick.
Peter Thompson is another person that's on the trustees.
Okay.
Peter Thompson is a Quincy native. He's done very well in business, and he actually called me and said, "You're starting this, and come on, I want to continue to give."
Good.
He gives to the Quincy Public Schools in the name of his son and his family. So he called me and said, "I'd love to be a part of it," and he's been excellent as a trustee as well.
Oh, good. I'm glad you mentioned that. Wasn't on my list.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that in there.
Sure.
Thank you both. Really, I hope we had an opportunity to get the word out about the foundation.
As always, thank you for this. It's a great opportunity for us.
Happy to do it. We'll
Yeah.
have you back.
Appreciate it.
All right. Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. This is the pick of the week, so get out and enjoy it. Lots of sunshine and mild temperatures in the mid-60s this afternoon, upper 40s this evening. We've got some showers moving in overnight into tomorrow morning. The rest of the day is cloudy, but it's
How about
still
next
warm.
weekend? How about next weekend, John?
How about next weekend? That I don't know.
Oh, okay,
and I
yeah.
certainly don't know about graduation on May 19th.
I know, yeah.
With the Attorney General.
Yes, yeah,
Right?
thank you for that.
Andrea Campbell coming
Yeah,
to speak.
yeah. That'll be at the Marriott,
At the Marriott.
so I won't worried about
Doesn't matter
the
about
rain.
if it rains, or snows,
Yeah.
hurricanes, it won't matter.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching Friday here on the show. Folks from Quinn Cycles stopping by. Meantime, check our website, qatv.org. All of our latest programs. There's news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and a whole lot more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.